And the big story all of today, counting of votes taking place for the two states that went to polls, Jammu and Kashmir and Jharkhand. The five-phase election in the two states, which stretched for nearly a month, saw record turnout and also very tight security. In Jammu and Kashmir, where polling was held for 87 seats, the turnout was the highest after 1987, despite boycott calls by separatists and militants and even attacks. The militancy-hit state is witnessing a four-cornered fight between the ruling National Conference, main opposition PDP, the BJP and Congress, which parted ways with the NC ahead of the polls. Chief Minister Omar Abdullah, who led NC's bid to retain power, and opposition PDP's chief ministerial candidate Mufti Mohammad Saeed are among the 821 candidates. Now, the polls will be a test for the BJP, which launched an aggressive campaign as part of its Mission 44+. Well, let's go across to Zafar, who joins us from Jammu. Zafar, a big test for the BJP in the state, a big challenge there. We saw the Prime Minister campaigning quite extensively, and also for the Congress, it's a test to stay alive in the state and stay relevant.
Well, indeed, it's been a fascinating election right in the middle of the winter season, and today is the big day, the counting day. It's a big test for the BJP, indeed, which has so far been a Jammu-based party but in the state, but they have tried to make inroads into the valley as well. They have had candidates in all the constituencies in the valley, and they gave this ambitious Mission 44+ election slogan to reach to that magic figure of 44. But how many seats they can win, that will be the big test. Indeed, all their top leadership was here. Prime Minister Modi had 9 rallies here in the state. Home Minister Rajnath Singh was here, and other top leadership was also here. So it's a big test for the BJP, and this will also indicate that what will be the future course of the party in the state. The top leadership of the BJP saying that they had reduced themselves to effigy burning party in Jammu or holding protests only, but this time around they have made a serious effort to come to power in the state, but of course at the cost of the Congress, because Congress has had major share of its seats from Jammu. So if BJP makes a dent, it would be at the cost of the Congress. So big test for the Congress also to be relevant. Remember, in the past 2 governments, Congress has been a partner of the PDP and the National Conference, and this will be a big test for the Congress also, how many seats they get. So clearly, as far as Jammu is concerned, it's BJP and the Congress which have a direct contest with each other, unlike the valley where there is the PDP and the National Conference which are fighting with each other. Gargi?
Right, Zafar, and exit polls are predicting a hung assembly in the state, so we can expect developments in Jammu and Kashmir to carry on for a while after this.
Well, indeed, of course, all the exit polls are predicting that it will be a hung assembly. No single party will get 44 seats. So we do expect that there will be many more developments in the days to come. But it will be clear only after the result. There are 2 clear combinations that cannot take place. The Congress and the BJP cannot join. The PDP and the National Conference cannot come together. So of course, they have to work out other combinations this time around. Remember, BJP is in the fray in a big way. Earlier on, it was just the Congress, the PDP and the National Conference. But this time around, there is the 4th player, which is the important player. And all the exit polls do suggest that BJP will be the number 2 party in the state. Gargi?
All right, Zafar, it's going to be a long day ahead for you out there in the biting cold. Thanks so much for joining us with the details there. Now, in Jharkhand, exit polls, however, have suggested no such surprise. They've given BJP and its ally, the All Jharkhand Students Union, 47 seats in the 81-member assembly. The BJP has promised a stable government in the state, which in the 14 years since its creation has seen 9 governments and 3 stints of president's rule. And besides Prime Minister Narendra Modi, all key leaders of the BJP had campaigned there. The mass-affected state registered an overall 66% turnout. Well, let's go across to Alok Pandey, who joins us from Ranchi. Alok, you're there outside the BJP office, and you're telling us they have already distributed laddus there yesterday.
Well, they have, in fact, and let me just tell you, Gargi, what is a good approximation of which way the winds are blowing in the political election? The number of OB1s and reporters stationed outside a particular office, and at the moment, all the action is at the BJP office in Jharkhand. multiple OB1s, multiple reporters, all of us reporting from here in the expectation from the exit polls that have been conducted by various channels and newspapers who say that the BJP might get a majority in the 81-member assembly here in Jharkhand, something that will be very, very rare for a state like Jharkhand, which has seen as many as 9 governments in the last 14 years and has seen tremendous rounds of instability. But yes, you are right in pointing out that the BJP has been most hopeful that they will manage to win this election and form a government on their own, unlike in the past where they have had to ally with now political opponent JMM. There has been a tough fight, but Gargi, that Hemant Soren, Chief Minister, who was Chief Minister till the elections of the JMM, Shibu Soren's son, has given a very tough fight to the BJP. He's addressed multiple rallies across the state. If you saw Narendra Modi's banners all across Jharkhand, you also saw Hemant Soren and Shibu Soren's banners all across Jharkhand. So the main contest has been between the BJP and the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha. Erstwhile allies, now political foes. Remains to be seen who is going to win. There are other players also, Gargi, like Babulal Marandi of the Jharkhand Vikas Morcha. He is one person who is perhaps fighting for his own identity and that of his parties.
Right, and yes, Alok, you're talking about the posters and the banners, and we did see a lot of the Prime Minister featuring in those banners, but now the suspense really is who is going to be the Chief Minister, and already there's talk of how top leaders of the BJP are looking for someone with a very clean image, uncorruptible, because clearly they are expecting to win this election.
Well, yes, absolutely. In fact, there are many leaders here who would stake claim for that job. Arjun Munda, of course, is one of those who has led the BJP in the past. He is the most prominent face of the BJP, tribal face in Jharkhand. He is somebody who is being seen as a serious contender. Then you have Raghuvar Das, who is another very senior leader within the BJP here. There is also a chance, I mean, if you speculate, there could be a chance of maybe a Jayant Sinha, who is very young, but Jayant Sinha, who is the central minister now, son of Yashwant Sinha. You have Yashwant Sinha himself, but many are saying that he does not have a chance. There is an outside chance of people like J.B. Tubit. He used to be Home Secretary in the Jharkhand government, known for his tough image. He has contested an election on a BJP ticket. So many names are being taken, but at the moment, if you ask the BJP, they will only say that we will wait for the results to come out. We will only talk once we are sure that we'll get a majority in a state which has been very, very difficult to rule for any party because of the amount of coalition politics that's taken place here. Right. In fact, Gargi, this is the only state, one of the only states perhaps where an independent MLA became Chief Minister, Madhu Koda, and now he's accused of massive corruption.